I just wanted so bad that I could not. If somebody say no to me, I do not accept that. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do what I do. You know, my family had a salumeria in Milano for 4 years. That's a gourmet deli. You know, we sell prosciutti and salami and cheeses and wine and prepare food, and we had it for 4 years, right? And then, so I never did anything else like what I do. Like from the day I was born, I mean, food all my life. I never like took a break and become a, you know, like a painter, or took a break and become a, you know, a mechanic. I always did this. In the beginning was just because that's what my family know. And so, and the mentality was you're gonna take over the business and you're gonna carry it and whatever. And then I went to culinary academy and I find out that I kind of like it. Before I didn't like it, I was just part of the life. And then I kind of like it. And then I find out also I was very good at it. And then made me feel really good about myself. It was very important to me to, you know, I did not stumble in it. I was born in it, but I stumbled to the fact that I was actually really good at it. The best part of me wasn't actually be a good chef. It was be a very good leader. And that's always was my niche. I like to go in front of the fire squad and take the bullets for other people. And I like that. And I also like when it's complicated. Not only we work, even my relationship, I love it complicated because I get very bored really quickly. But I like challenges, and I think this business is for the people with a lot of challenge. You know, most challenge you can have is working in a restaurant business, and owning one is such a challenge, right? Every day is a new day. You don't know if everybody's gonna come back tomorrow in your door. They're gonna come in again and be happy. You don't know that. You wish for it, you hope for it, but you don't know. There's no certainty in anything, especially in restaurant business. So you always overwork and you push yourself so much because you're so scared that tomorrow nobody gonna show up. That's what is driving me mostly. Also, what I love about it a lot is see people happy and the energy. You know, like isolation during Corona. I work every day and then you get isolated. It's not good for me. I don't like it. I need people. I need energy. I need excitement. I need to hear the noises. When the street was completely empty of any cars, I was very depressed about the emptiness of a city. And I was thinking about the movie I'm a Legend with Will Smith. And I was like, I couldn't live a week like that. I need this. And so, but you know, I was a chef in Milano, so I worked for my father and went to culinary academy. And then my father said to me, you know, you are way too content here. You're way too lazy. I'm gonna send you to work in a really, really hard place. And he did. And I worked in this really, really hard place. If you whistle, they call you. If you eat something without permission, they call you in the office. You don't raise your head too much higher. You raise it too high. They say, why you raise your head? It's gonna go down. It was crazy, but I learned a lot of discipline and I learned working, and also I learned a lot of techniques, really, really old, very fundamental, good techniques. So I'm a classic chef trained, not one of these guys that go to CIA and then I think they're chef. I worked all my life to get there. And so after that, I realized I didn't want to run my father's shop. I want to do my own things. And then I started to work different restaurants and become an actual chef. It took me a while, you know, between commis and garde manger and everything. I did all I could do. And then I got an offer one day, the classic offer you can't refuse, right? So I went to see my mentor. It was the chef of the Four Seasons in Milano. Also, it was a consultant for an Italian company of restaurants in New York and all over the United States called Pice. And I said to him, listen, I am so bored. I need a challenge. And he said, well, I got a job in DC. You have to leave in 4 days to take it. And I said, all right. So I called the owner, got me a plane ticket. 4 days later, I was in New York. I didn't speak any English, like nothing. And then that started everything. And I worked there and I worked in DC and then I became a consultant. And then I opened a lot of restaurants in the DC area. Then I moved to New York because I want to play with the big dogs. And then I work really strong there. And I find a company in New Jersey that own a restaurant in Colorado, still open, called Cucina Colore. They sent me up here for consulting. And I was like, this place is weird. It's really nice. People is really in good shape. It was August, it was 90 degrees. It was dry. I wasn't sweating. I was like, why isn't it's not humid here? And I loved the fact that I could see that this place will become something. And also, my father's from the Dolomites, from the Alps of Italy. So I like mountain better than the sea because I feel that way. It's my blood, it's my genetic build. And so, and then I back and forth, and then I moved to Seattle with my first ex-wife. I really, really hate Seattle. Like, that place is terrible. And so I got divorced and I came here and I got a consulting job, opening a restaurant in downtown for these people. And then my mama one day said to me, listen, you need to stop, run away and be a consultant. You need to open your restaurant. And I said, well, I don't have any money. And she said, well, nothing ever stopped you. You'll figure it out. Well, I did. And so I opened Il Posto in 17. I was very poor for a very long time, and but Il Posto did very well. And then I got an offer to move in uptown. I'm sorry, in Rhino with my partner. And then now I have Vero, Temens, Il Posto, Vero Airport, and the story is way more beautiful. But let's keep it away. It's very interesting. But for me, when something is really bad happened to me, it was very difficult. For me, it's like the Lord of the Ring. I think it's It's an epic moment where tragedy and where suffering is gonna take you to triumph. And I like when I find myself in the situation because I know I thrive. Also, I know that after darkness is always light. Also, I know that when you experience amazing, complicated things, you become also a way better person, stronger person, and then you can affect more people and you can become the better person that you thought you were. And in this coronavirus pandemic, I realized that I was actually stronger than I thought. I thought I was very strong. I realized that I am way more strong than I expected. And so I find a lot of resources in myself. I had a couple of really dark days, but those are part of the journey of the epic journey of your beautiful life. Without those moments or really tough moments, you do not appreciate the beauty. So that's it. Well, it's not that's it, but that's the part of it. I can't hear you. Hold it. Okay, good.
Thank you. Can we ask some questions?
Yeah, of course.
So, did you have a moment in your life, like for me, you grew up a little differently than me, that you grew up in a culinary-esque family, and I didn't, and I had no idea that I would be a pastry chef one day or anything like that. But there was a moment that I can turn to in my life, and it's when I spilled 12 iced teas on somebody when I was doing my summer job as a waiter in my first week, and I found myself in the kitchen later that night peeling garlic. I was at an Italian restaurant, and that started my culinary career. Can you think of like a pivot or a moment in your life that was like,
Well,
or now, like in Corona, when you had to switch real fast? Or
there are many pivots. They are a consequence of pivot. They push me from be the son of a salumiere to a chef. And during that time, one thing that I really like about myself is I have no fear, like none. I just go with it. If my gut says something, I'm doing it. And if something is not up to my level standard, moral standard, like I don't work for bad people. I do not surround myself by people that are not morally acceptable to me. And something that I always strive, I cannot. At one time when I was working for Beach, they offered me to be the corporate chef for the whole company. They gave me a lot of money during the time. It was 150 grand, and that was 1994.
What?
And I was, yeah, and I was like, I couldn't do it because I could not work for somebody that I didn't have the respect for. They were doing coke sometimes. I didn't like that. I couldn't. So I try a second to say, you know what? This is the job. This is the life. To suck it up, make money, buy a house in Hoboken, and fuck it. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because freedom is so beautiful. Listen, freedom is expensive. Freedom is very expensive. I'm talking about your personal human legend freedom. I have the freedom to choose my life and do whatever I want to do with my life without be afraid of disappointing someone. And so, well, so I got divorced twice, by the way. But it wasn't because I wasn't a bad husband. Actually, I wasn't bad. It's because every time the two person with me, they tried to stop me to become who I wanted to be, who I was. They tried to make Andrea, they fell in love with Andrea, and then Andrea was dead, and it was too much. So why don't you just get a job like that and come home at night? And I couldn't do it because, well, that's not the guy you met. You fall in love with that guy, and then you don't want it. Well, that's the woman mind are very complicated. But the first moment, the people was, my father took me to that job. He walked me down, they gave me the job. I come down the first day, and they put me in a place to slice testina. They make this salad they use the face of the cow, the tongue, they put it together like a mambre, and then you slice it really thin, and you do a salad with onion and parsley and vinegar, summer salad, also called nervetti. And I sliced those things for 8 hours. I didn't leave the freaking slicer for 8 hours. And I went home and I was so tired and so exhausted. But then I was fascinated by these little things that was made, this mambre, and I was like, oh my God, this is a piece of art. We several these people, and I just got very fascinated by the process and by how many things you can do in a kitchen, more than what I expect from my mother and my store, that my family own. And so that gave me so much fascination about learning more, and getting better and better, and changing places and learning from that guy. The problem is every time I was hired as a second or as a third, I always was better as a chef. It was always complicated because they didn't like the fact that I was better than them, and I just told them. And that wasn't fun, but I was. And so I tried myself to be really, really good, and also to learn all these new things. I love I love the fundamentals of the cuisine. I like fundamentally things, the mirepoix, things that they're properly done. I like that because when you have fundamentals, you can build a really, really good house. But if your fundamentals are really sketchy, your house will crumble. So, but I like because with the fundament of a kitchen, you can build all these beautiful palaces. But without fundamental, you can't build a palace. But I like that thing. So I like the challenge. And even I took a job that I thought I didn't know nothing about it. I always figure out. I read it, I learn it. I sell myself. I use other people to teach me. When they they teach me. I ask questions, and then they find out that they thought I figured it out, but they did. So it was pretty good. But but also my family. And this is very personal. During '93, before I came, my father's store wasn't doing well, and he got sick and stuff like that, and we got poor. Really, I used to live in a pull-out couch, and I said to myself, no, I do not accept this. This is bullshit. I do not live like this. I'm gonna make something about it, and I did. And so I got a job, and I take care of stuff, and I take care of family, and so circumstances can be really bad in your life, and they will happen. You're gonna have a bad moment, but you have the choice to lay back and get these circumstances take over you, or you have the choice to get over it and fight for it and become better, and don't allow bad circumstances to define you. And I will not allow that.
Don't identify. Are you still loving to learn today?
Oh, yeah.
Like, are you, I'm loving like so many ideas during this coronavirus time. Like it was like a thunderstorm of ideas. I couldn't even keep up, and then were you the same way? Like,
I do. So I don't micromanage because I'm not insecure. If you're insecure, you micromanage. If you are a micromanager, that's means you have insecurity. Simple as that. So go to the therapy and fix it. But if you have confidence, or you are great people, they can teach you, they can be better than you. Your job is to lead them. Your job is to make sure they get paid, they have all the information, they have all the tools, and when I need your help, you're gonna be there. You can't say you can't. You gotta be there, and that's the job. That's my job. And so the cocktail in the can was my staff.
yeah.
The pie was mine, and the focaccia was mine. But the environment that I work with and I create with my people is an environment that we feed each other an idea and we feed each other in positivity and always trying. So what I do, I usually start a conversation and I say, what about that? And then I step away and I see how they talk about it. And I say, well, just present it to me. Give me like next Tuesday, show me what you got. And I don't say nothing else. I don't. And then they show it to me and I say, sometimes I say, great. Sometimes I say, great, but about we do this, about we do that. And maybe they say, well, we shouldn't do this because that is, and you're right. So you gotta be open to that interchange, right? The discussion. Also, you have to, if you are really talented people, you gotta let it fly. You can't be an Icarus, so you fly too close to the sun, that you're the sun, you're gonna burn down. You can't. You gotta let it fly. Those people, those talented people, can't be only a follower. They need to be followed by the people and be part of the creative process together with you. You can't give them a little bit. You have to trust them and give them the ability to be part of you, with you, and also you have to, if they have an idea, do not take it from them. Make sure that they are rewarded with the media, verbally, whatever, but do not be like Mencia, they steal jokes from other people.
Right.
Do it. Make sure that, it's good. This means you are great people. That's a great leadership. You want people that get that's really good, that they teach you to. That's it.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from my staff too. And the one year we won Best Pie in Denver for the pork green chili pie. And, vanilla is my hot sauce. There is no way I came up with pork green chili pie. So I, pulled Maria out and had to, put her on the Facebook and gave her all the
accolade. Yeah.
But, she's loyal to the core forever,
But that's leadership. I mean, if you get wealthy in your business, restaurant business is difficult, we know that. But if you get good, you gotta share it, because without them, you're nobody anyway. You can't carry it by yourself. This boat is a very heavy boat, and also, I believe very strongly that success by yourself is very sad, very empty. When you have success with other people, the joy is so much more intense and beautiful. Even if you make half of the money you expect to it, but the result in your heart and your spirit, they make you feel so much richer. And it doesn't sound very new agey, but that's the way I feel, and that's the way it make me feel. Make me experience life, and that's the way make me happy. In this case, it's about me, and that's the way I feel. So I don't tell anybody else to do that. The way you feel is the way you feel, but that make me feel good.
So you're talking about going with your heart and your gut a lot. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you get like in my case, I get the right answer in my heart or in my gut, but my crazy brain has 25 other solutions first.
Sure.
And I'll go chase those solutions majority of the time and hit my head before I don't.
I don't, because I have no fear. Also, I believe that this is going to sound really silly, okay? But it's true. I believe the universe really likes me. And even when I go in the direction I should know, he does steer me in the right direction, and he protects me. So that's why I'm such a good person. I shouldn't say that, but I am. For the fact is that I am very lucky.
Right.
And things happen to me again. I'm an impossibility again. So I don't want to break the toy. So I have this obligation to be good. And by the way, even if I wasn't, I am, because my dad was a really good man and I have this quality. And so I don't like injustice, and I just the way I am. I put myself in line for other people, just the way I am. But the universe really does like the way I do things. And so for some reason, I have this safety net that is impossible to see, but I see it. So I go with it. Like sometimes with completely no insurance of it, but it's going to work out, and it does. So.
It's kind of like that scene in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Did you see that? And he has to do all these things to get to the grail, and he's got to step off that.
Yeah, you have to step the ladder.
Bridge and trust.
You know, my favorite book is The Alchemist. And The Alchemist, I read in '96. And when I read it, I was like, holy shit, this book tells me exactly. I'm not crazy, because that's the way I see it. And I thought I was alone in this, and I thought I was a lunatic. But guess what? It's right there. So I actually wrote The Alchemist phrase in mine. It's the only tattoo I have. And it said, it's in Italian, by the way. When you desire something, all the universe will conspire for you to achieve it. So I believe in that. And I believe in completely in that. And so some people say mambo jumbo, but I don't think so. It worked for me, by the way. So that's what matters.
So in that vein of,
Yes.
In that vein of trusting your gut.
Are you baking bread right now?
Yeah, I'm not baking bread now. I wanted to get a pen. I got the computer and I'm trying to redo.
You're like a wandering ghost. Okay, go ahead.
Pondering, my counter is all screwed up because I'm making room for a new computer over there. And so going with your gut and working in this, because I believe what you're talking about, you know, that the universe, you know, what we put out, we get back, you know, like I dropped off pies at Leslie's today, and this random guy had called me from Guam, who had been at the market this weekend, and he was leaving for Guam tomorrow. And he's like, I need pies to take back. And I just happened to have some unwrapped in my car left over. And I'm like, where are you staying? He's like, the Hilton. I said, meet me out front in a half hour. And I drove over there, and I'm like, here's your pies.
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah. And he's
I'm
like,
not joking.
What? And I'm like, I'll be there. I live down there. No big deal, man. I'll drop them off. They're left over from the market. Enjoy them. Now I'm world famous, right? But no.
That's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it works. It's crazy. You have to let it happen. A lot of people is like, no, you gotta let it happen. You know, you have to let life happen. Can't be afraid of let life happen. You gotta have the courage to take, like you did today. You can say, fuck, I'm tired. It was a long day. Who cares? Who knows? That might go to someone that, who knows? You have to make the effort to create a difference. You got to. You can never let go. Cannot let go. Can't.
So do you find carrying an attitude this similar attitude that we have, and I know that Leslie has it, and I know that Bill does because he's been around forever, and I'm guessing that Melinda does, but we've never met. Melinda's in Minneapolis, but from her background, do you find it hard to sometimes navigate in the chef world full of egos where, you know, these guys
I see them. They're like, remember the movie The Sixth Sense, where they say, I can see dead people, I can see ego people. One day like that, I just brush over it because they realize I can see them. For some reason, they see it, so they stay away from that level of communication because, you know, I went through so much. First of all, I have an ego, number one. Every morning, I make sure that it stays on, and I leave the rest. Go to work. So I have an ego, and I work every day to make sure I'm not an asshole or jerk or an arrogant person. So I do my work every day to make sure that I'm that guy. But whatever, it doesn't touch me, especially after this after this pandemic, what we went through, I don't think that anything else that's going to happen to us can really touch us. I mean, how can you be scared more than this? After this, you should, and you're still alive and surviving and still making it work. Well, just think about it. Next time, it's going to be a brush. It's going to be easier. So this is the biggest training camp we ever had in our life. This is the this is the buzz camp from Navy SEALs. This is the one. This is the one that if you came about, even if you close your restaurant, but you came off this, I promise you something is gonna happen. Gotta have that, is because it's not your fault, number one. And that's a big part. When you usually lose a business, one is normal, you feel really bad because even more because you think it's your fault. In this case, it's nobody's fault. It's a gigantic meteorite of shit that came down. Some people make it, some people didn't. But it's not your fault. You just learn from it, and things gonna work out if you believe it's work out. But you have to put it out. But it's not easy. Some people die. I know a few people that kill themselves in this business. That's the most worrying things about me is that government and people in charge, they get a paycheck anyway every day. They get a paycheck. It doesn't matter what happens. We don't. So they make decisions without fear, and they just make decisions because they think that's what's right. And having information and data that sometimes are completely incomplete, and it's easier for them to close things. Like the 10 o'clock closing a bar, I think that's nonsense, stupid, make no sense. Because I'll give you an example. The week that happened, somebody called me say, hey, I have a birthday party in my house. A few people stop by. She's a good friend of mine. So I'm going to this place, 700 square feet apartment. I know this person. I open the door. There are 35 people, no map. So I turn around. I said, I can't be here. And I left. And I was like, if it wasn't for the 10 o'clock, these people were somewhere else where they will be controlled, they will be separated, they will have masks on it, they cannot stay all together in 30 people. So that's the stupidity of the government many times. That's stupid. I told police, I said that this decision is so stupid, it makes no sense. And the kids are 20 years old, they're gonna be stupid anyway. We can control them because we have the best training staff in any business to doing this, more than anybody. Because we're already doing it with the health department, we're already doing it. We do all these things before it happened. Because we have inspections, we know what's going on. And so that thing's so stupid, and I call him out, and I will call him out, and I will tell him, stupid. And so, did I say stupid? Okay, good. Good.
I'm glad it's calmed down from in the last 3 months then, because it was much worse.
Right? Well, I found some peace. No, I don't. I love, you know what, to be honest with you, my restaurant is doing Il Posto is doing as good as expected. And I am as grateful. I'm so grateful because one thing that people, when you are the half glass empty kind of guy, you're going to have a half glass empty kind of life. Can't look at it that way. Yeah, it's not 100% last year, but guess what? It's really good. And I'm very grateful. I had a great team. I can pay everybody. I can pay my rent. I can take care of it. And guess what? I'm alive and people is happy. I put a video 2 weeks ago from my patio. If you saw it, it was amazing. People were smiling, was laughing. Food was great. And so I am grateful that I have a business and I have a staff and I can do this. So don't be half a glass kind of person, all right?
Yeah, it's been great. I saw your video and I live in the neighborhood, so I drive by and it's always great to see your patio's been full all summer.
It's been good. It's been good. I can't I can't complain. It's been good. And don't ask me about the fall. I don't live that way.
All the empty ones on Larimer, yours is full. I'm glad to see Kendra down at Bar Helix has made some moves, and I was over there on Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and she had a full patio at 3 on a Friday.
No, she's a fighter. She fights. She she's very dynamic. What she does is something doesn't work, she doesn't wait. She switch, she flip. And that's what you need to do in this business. You can't wait. You can't let it, this is not waiting business. You gotta be very, very reactive. So I hired a year ago a very good director of operations, one of my best hires in my life. I was coming from hotel business and corporate side, and he didn't know how to react really quickly. So I have to teach him, like, you can't wait. It's like now. This is this, react, like right now. You can't wait. We don't have the ability, the resources, and the economics to wait a month right now. So he learned that, and now I don't have to worry about it. I wasn't worried about it before, but now it reacts so fast, it's unbelievable. Just pop, 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 pop. So,
Yeah.
no, we got robbed this weekend. You saw that, right? We got robbed 6 times. We got robbed 6 times from the same guy. He broke into 6 times. We changed the door. He came and we got him on Friday night at 5 a.m. Me, him, and 2 cops. We got him. We got him. We got him. And guess what? When I arrived to the scene, when I got him, because I was chasing the other side, the cop raised their hand. I was like, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. We all high five because it was 6 times, and the guy stole so much booze. But like, director of operation was there. We were there. We fought it. We got him. We have camera. He has 4 or 6 felonies, something like that. It's amazing. So the cop, the Denver police, those two cops, unbelievable. They did a great job. Such a good job. They got it for us. That night, they took care of us. So.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I do. Hi, Andrea. My name is
Hi.
Melinda. Hi.
Hi.
I am curious about, I don't know, I don't want to ask too deep a question. I want to recognize and celebrate, like, your kind of spiritual side, right? Like, you know, talking about the alchemist and talking about, like, the family legacy of the business. I mean, it just seems like you have some really solid, firm roots, right? And this sort of taking life on life's terms and everything else like that. I heard you mention that you got divorced a couple times over the span of your career, and I wonder, like, how do you role model to your employees how to balance life and work so that there's not this, I'm married to my job and this woman and these kids and whatever are actually down the priority list after making sure rent is paid at the restaurant and all that kind of stuff? How do you role model that for your employees?
That's a very good question, and I don't have an answer. I do. Okay, number one, I have no kids, so I got really lucky because I want to be a father one day, and so my dad was an amazing father, so I want to be just as good as he was, or at least almost as good as he was. So I believe that, first of all, to lead people and get respected by them, you have to lead from the front. You can't lead from the back. Now, I'm very present in my restaurants all the time, also because I'm a single person. And the restaurant, it is my life, mostly. The complication with my 2 ex-wife is because they want to compete with the love for what I do. And clearly it wasn't a winning solution. But also, I was becoming who I am. So when you grow a restaurant, a business, you do so many more things. Now, even in this pandemic, I'm way more established as a person. I can take time off, like tonight. I'm here. I'm taking time off. I took last Friday off. I just want to go out with my buddies, and I can do that. So the last vacation I took was 2015, but I opened a restaurant and I got divorced and I moved it. But I realized that you need to have a really good team around you. When I talked before, do not micromanage. You got to hire the right staff and the right stuff, right? And so when you add that, you have to be able to walk away sometime. And I'm becoming better in that. I'm becoming better at that because I'm preparing myself for somebody to come in my life. Because believe it or not, I believe I see things happen in my life and I know it's coming. Don't ask me how, ask me why, what I do. And so I don't want to become the person only married to my business, because also I am 53. I don't look 53, but I am. But I want to still have, I fly fish. I want to go away sometime. I actually want to go away. I want to get the fuck out of it for a month sometime. I can't right now, but also I don't want to. It's just me. So who cares? I love what I do. I'm addicted. I go to work, I'm a smile. I get up in the morning, I can't wait. I'm there at 8:30 in the morning. I'm in an espresso, talk to my staff. I love it. I literally love it. So, but also I want to experience more things right now. I think my business is doing well, and I feel, you know what? I feel that I have the right team right now to do this. I will never abandon my restaurant for my personal reason, because I have a responsibility to my staff and my partners, and that come always first. Because without them, I will not have a business, and without my staff, I will not have a business. So I'm trying to figure it out right now, but also it's just me, so I don't have to really worry much about it. But I'm thinking about it. The best way I can tell people is this: you gotta hire great people, and you gotta let go. You have to surrender a little bit, and that takes so much. And especially, well, right now it's difficult to surrender. It's a pandemic, but you have to surrender. You have to be present, but also you have to stay away. If you're present all the time, they think you don't trust them too. So you gotta have the ability to step away. But if you say you'll be there, you'll be there. If you're not there at night, don't just go away. Just tell them, hey, I'm taking a night off. You have to communicate. You can't just go. I know some people in this business, they just leave. And then you see them 2 days later and they're honored and they have no respect. You can't do that. You say, I'll see you on Tuesday. I'm going fishing for 2 days. If you need me, you can find me this number, and that's it. But you gotta communicate. And then you can go, but you cannot just go away. You can't go away. You can't just leave them. You can't abandon shit, because then if they don't show up, what are you gonna say? You can't preach if you don't do it yourself. So it's not easy. If you love something so much in any business, music producer or a lawyer, you just love it. And it's difficult because the job that you do is define you as a person. Well, especially if you're on a restaurant, this defines me. Without this, it's not Andrea. This is it. So the person is with me, and I understand that. But also, I think I learn a little bit. I think I'll be a better husband. I was a very good husband. I never cheat. I work, come home, pay the bills. It's nice, do my things. I cook, clean. But it's easy to abandon somebody, to abandon a spouse, because my job is so important. She's understanding. If you take for granted, it's so easy to take somebody for granted. It takes a moment, and then you think she's okay. Oh, she's okay. She's okay, and she's okay. And then one day it's like, oh shit, she's not okay, and that's too late. When it's not okay coming, you can't fix it. It's gone, because she knows you're gonna go back to the same anyway. So you gotta prevent strike before it happens. So you gotta kind of read the room and be better, or be like me, by myself, and having a great life, by the way.
I'm like you. I'm single, doing the thing, and it's like I'm starting to realize the saying has come into my life in the last 5 years. If this is a training, then what's the job?
Yeah.
And I've been really thinking about that a lot for a long time. And when COVID hit, it finally, it started to define it for me a little bit. Like, okay, all this stuff that I've been doing for the last 5 years has really accumulated to here. And I know these people now, and I can help over here, and I have this ability, and I have CHOW, but during that whole COVID time, it's still training, for what's next. And it's really gotten me to thinking about, it's not about the pies, and it's about, making pies, and Hinman's Bakery is what I do, but it's not John Hinman, right? And
yeah.
I heard that a little bit in your talk there, Andre, when you're talking about, you're quietly making space for a new life, or to allow somebody to come in.
Yeah, I am doing that right now, actually. I am preparing myself to allow someone to come in my life and don't run away again because she's not important enough. But it wasn't my intention. But that's what they feel like it. And so if somebody feels something, you can't say, "Oh, you shouldn't feel that way." That's the stupidest thing some man can say to a woman. You shouldn't feel that way. When you say that, it's over. It's done because you're an idiot. She feels that way. She feels that way. So I'm working myself at that space for that person to come in and be part of my life for God. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that, because I have a real fear around letting somebody in because I've got all this other hurricane going on around me.
Sabotaging it because you don't want to get hurt. That's what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're sabotaging the whole process so you don't get hurt. But listen, it's nothing as beautiful. If you have somebody that really cares for you and you're together, you have a great life, nothing as beautiful to share whatever you're doing with someone else. I mean, I have a lot of great friends. I have a lot of great friends. I got a lot of people around me. At the end of the day, I share it with myself. And it's really good until now. But I think it's time for myself to open up a little chest and let somebody get in. And, let somebody take care of me a little bit because I do take care of everybody.
Right.
That's what I do. I take care of people homeless around me. I take care of everybody. And so it's kind of exhausting. I like it. Make me feel really good. I have whatever mission was given to me, I'm doing it. Okay. Whatever was given to me to do, I'm doing it 100%. So I like that. I'm capable to fulfill the mission that the universe put me to do it. So the next one is, do I gonna be able to let that person to be part of my complete life every day and be able to also share my space? Because you become used to certain things when I got divorced in 2017. So and then you power through and you're used to it, your life, where you do things, how you do it, whatever. And so, but I think it's time. So we'll see which kind of door gonna open. Remember that game show? The door open, somebody show up. Don't 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Let's see which kind of door's gonna open.
That's all.
Right? It's kind of funny. I'm very excited though because I know when that's gonna happen. I feel it. I'm a little psychic. I should say that I'm a little clairvoyant, so it's coming. So I'm like kind of fidgety. I'm like, oh shit. By the way, whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be amazing. I know that.
That's awesome. Well, we've reached the top of the hour, so thanks a million for sharing from your heart. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
That's what we
My
want.
heart is open, always open.
Thank you very much.
When you guys stop by, have an espresso with me in the morning?
I should come by in the morning. Mondays, I've been taking Mondays kind of quietly off. And,
Okay. Oh, look at you.
It feels good. But today I ran around, delivered pies or did whatever, but I'm not.
You live close by. If you show up at like at 9:30 in the morning, Al Posto, I'm there. We have an espresso together.
All righty.
It's the Italian way, buddy.
All right. I'll bring pie.
Oh, yes. Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hi, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for
Prego.
sharing.
Prego. Have a good day. Ciao.
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 Cool. Well, thanks for coming, Melinda and Leslie.
Yeah, I really love your preamble. The meeting is great. I feel confident that I could probably lead a meeting here in the Twin Cities. That's something that Aaron and I were talking about in the future, whenever, honestly. I mean, I'm only an hour ahead of you, so, and most of my evenings are free with the exception of Thursdays. So if there was some way that you wanted to extend CHOW, like CHOW Twin Cities or something like that, meeting on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you think that would help open up some avenues.
It would be great too to have another Zoom CHOW, and then if you guys wanted to start one on your own, but like you try to get your people to come to this Monday one for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
and see how we alternate. When we met in person, I always kind of came with a topic, you know, kind of like, sounds like, you know, AA or whatnot. So, you know, kind of come with a topic like that and steer people, just really listen to them, you know, because the whole thing here, my point of this is like, you don't have to be sober to get here. You don't have to do whatever. You just have to show up and get your toe in the water, you know.
Right.
I thought I was all alone until I started talking. And then somebody said, "Oh, I did that," or "Listen to this one. You think you're embarrassed? Yeah, watch this."
Yeah.
You know? So,
Well, I shared with Aaron a little bit about the journey here in the Twin Cities so far. So I left the restaurant industry, quote, end quote, in 2016 when I left working in Madison and came up to Minneapolis, found myself in recovery, kind